we wanted to create freedom so that we could leave when we want to. Like we're here in Hawaii for 6 weeks right now and able to still, have a paycheck coming in.
Yeah.
It doesn't happen overnight. There's a compound effect.
Yes.
And so I would say for anybody who, is interested in doing it, the sooner you just start and take action, the sooner you can get to that spot.
Time to get paid, blow up like I'm blowing up.
So for somebody that's struggling to find that purpose, right? Where it's like, find what makes you happy, find your mission, find your purpose. How would you, or what would you say to that person that's seeking that?
I would say, what are you naturally drawn to outside of yourself? So like, what do you, because I believe that innately inside of each one of us, it's not easy doing what we do. There's a lot of things that come with that are hard that we're putting on ourselves. That we're basically going to have kids that live with us for the rest of our lives. Like most people will be like, see ya. Me and my wife are going to go, travel the world with, the money we've made.
Right.
We've made a decision early on that like that ultimately is also going to get old.
Right.
But where we know for sure that we're going to find joy is when we're continuing to give. So I would say, what is it that you find like some type of, rejuvenation in giving and serving, and whether that's, at the food bank or whether that's, walking with your girlfriends where you're supporting and encouraging people. There's so many different ways.
There's a ton of different ways.
I know.
There's tons, but it's doing something where it's just like, it's not just like me. Like, what can I get? I want everyone to hear my story. I want everyone to hear my things. Like, how can we give to others, because that's really where life comes.
It's normally when you're able to look outside of self and put yourself and have empathy, put yourself in somebody else's shoes and literally get out of self that you're able to also find clarity.
Agreed.
I always say like when you're in such a rut or you're having a bad day, the best thing to do is to reach out to someone else and to get out of self.
Totally.
And then it's like, oh, my problems actually aren't that big.
Or get some perspective.
It gives you perspective.
I remember, for me going to India with my dad when I was like 12 years old, he actually left me at an orphanage for a week by myself.
What?
Wow.
And he went off to different places and I was 12.
Right.
And I was like, it changed my life because I was like, these kids, like we're just playing football and having fun and like just spending life together. And we were sleeping on the ground.
Yeah.
We're drinking like, unfiltered wine. It was like crazy.
No way.
And this was before bottled water back in the day. And it was like, no phones, we're just living life with these orphans. And I'm like, these are just normal
people
that deserve to be loved.
Yeah.
And like, I don't understand. Like, I just remember like, why don't they have families? Like, why don't they, it doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
Like, and once you get yourself that perspective, it really brings you a lot of clarity of, I have so much to be grateful for.
Absolutely.
And like, it's ridiculous that I'm complaining about these first world problems when like, there is so many people. I mean, we're all in the top 1% just living in America. Like get your head out of this world and this life. Start comparing yourself to every other situation. And like, let's look at, the majority of the world. And it really just, it immediately does pull you out of a funk of just like,
I agree.
And I'm thankful that I have health alone. Like regardless of possessions, none of us are taking, no one owns anything, right?
No. Yeah. That's, we could talk about this for hours.
I know. Seriously.
So, how does this correlate to real estate?
Well,
does it for you?
That's what I was going to say. Yeah. You had to be really good at business and real estate to be able to fund all of your passion side, right? And purpose side. So I know you're just a figure it outer guy, but like what did that first flip turn into?
Yeah. Cause it's a lot now.
Yeah. Well, it's kind of crazy. I think, my wife and I, we own, like 25 plus rentals and commercial properties. And, I had nothing, and nor was I looking for it. And I think that for me, once I got into a rhythm of like, rinse and repeat, like this works. You just keep
doing
it.
Yeah.
And then now I'm at the point where I'm like, okay, what's the next step for me? Because I don't want to just keep like plugging away to try to make a bunch of money. Like you can only buy such nice toilet paper. Like you can only have whatever. Like I'm thankful that I can go to the grocery store and buy what I want to buy. Yeah. Like it's the small things. And what I've realized, I'm seeing friends who are going through divorce and going through hard times. And like, so for me, like and especially coming out here to Hawaii, like I feel like I can just turn it off and be able to focus on what is really important to me. Like it's being a good husband. It's being a good dad. It's being a good, boss, whatever that looks like.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I want to help. I want to do the best job that I can to like push forward the people around me in my life. And so now it's like, I don't want to grind to just grind. And like,
Yeah.
I'm not trying to become a billionaire. I'm not trying to become famous. I'm not trying to like, none of this stuff. Because at the end of the day, like, I don't want to look back at my life and realize, you know, I exceeded, you know, my expectations and succeeded at all these things in my life. But like, I don't have a great connection with my kids or
Yeah.
my family, or I
Yeah.
don't have a great,
Yep.
because I'm such a competitive person. I could easily go down that road.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And so now I'm really trying to like focus on what do I want? And I think you guys probably will attest to this, but I want freedom more than anything.
Yeah.
And I want connection.
Yeah.
Freedom and connection in the simple things in life. Like I enjoy, you know, a day with my kids on the beach and
Oh, yeah.
going out for ice cream
Yep.
and just hanging out
Yep.
than I do
And being present.
being present. Exactly. Not having my phone like with me 24/7.
Yeah.
Yep.
And I think that really is true success, and I think living out your purpose as well. So
Real estate is the vehicle that allows you to fill your cup so that you can achieve that freedom
exactly,
and spend your time how you truly want it. We haven't found another vehicle that allows you to reach a monetary stability that allows you to spend your time how you want to spend it and can impact tons of lives at
Exactly.
the same time.
it's amazing because like you're taking this like crappy house that no one's enjoying.
Yeah.
You're making it beautiful.
Yeah.
You're adding value to
Yeah.
it. You're making the neighborhood better.
Yep.
And then and then it's going to be a blessing to a family.
Exactly.
And it's this full circle, and we get to make money from doing that.
Exactly.
And it takes vision and it takes skill to do that. It doesn't just happen.
Right.
And so people get frustrated sometimes about like, oh, you're ruining Boise, and people, you know, can't afford to live here. I'm like, no, that house was ruining Boise. That's a
Yeah.
dump.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I don't,
Well,
Yeah.
we
I don't get it.
Yeah, we experience that over here a lot too. And I think what a lot of people miss is that these houses that we're working on, a lot of the times they're the problem, right? There's
sure.
crime happening in these houses. The neighbors hate these houses that they're there on the street. A lot of times they're vacant and squatters are in them, whatever
sure.
it is,
Yeah.
right? And so when
is
we
Not safe.
no, not safe, right?
Contributing to the lack of housing we already have here.
Right. So when we take a house and we breed that aloha back into it and then sell it, right, to a local family, bring it back, bringing just value to the community, we're adding to the supply.
Agreed.
So
Yeah.
we're
And then that other house is going to get freed up for someone else
exactly.
that maybe was more of a starter home.
Totally.
Or whatever it is, depending on what you're
Exactly.
working on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
all works.
It's a circle.
Yes,
Yeah.
absolutely.
I do think the one important thing to note, especially with the real estate space and us and what we've kind of had to go through, was you really have to make sure that you are doing the work on yourself and being intentional about, like, your goal is freedom. Like, you have to also be present along the way,
For
right?
sure.
Because it is very, very easy for people like us to go down that path of just grind, wake up, and 30 years later,
Yeah.
right? And
For
so it as you're growing, it's super important to make sure you're super intentional about making sure that you're on your purpose. And
intentionality
passion.
is the word, and it's one of the, like, my wife is, you know, probably my greatest. She's just incredible. Like, it's hard to even describe who she is as a person, but she is so intentional. You know, we homeschool our kids. We wanted to create freedom so that we could leave when we want to. Like, we're here in Hawaii for 6 weeks right now, and able to still, you know, have a paycheck coming in.
Yeah.
You know, but that doesn't happen It doesn't happen overnight.
No.
There's a compound effect.
Yes.
And so I would say for anybody who, you know, is interested in doing, the sooner you just start and take action, the sooner you can get to that spot where, because it feels so far away.
Oh, yeah.
And I never even imagined that I would be in a spot where, you know, that real estate would pay me to just live my life.
Right.
And now we're at the spot where, like, okay, well, you know, really my goal over the next 4 years is to just pay down all of, you know, our properties.
Yeah.
And so that we don't have to work ever if we
Right.
don't want to.
Yeah.
And you
Right.
can make a decision,
Yep.
you know, how much time you want to spend on stuff. And then I can really help. What I'd like to do is really help my children focus on, you know, who they are going to become and what they're passionate about, and
Yeah.
really pour into their lives and say, you know, what do you want to do?
Yeah.
Like, my son right now is interested in, you know, working with us on like our social
Yeah.
media, and he
Yeah,
loves
yeah.
making videos, and
Yeah.
he's
Oh,
super
that's cool.
creative,
Yeah.
and he's like,
Love
I'd like
that.
to learn that, and like,
Yeah.
and so it's like, okay, well let's take, it's going to take time. Like,
Yeah, let's nurture
but
that.
the sooner you
That's-
do that, I mean, you're 16 right now, but by 26, like you could have a full on career and be and be in a
Absolutely.
spot that you're doing something you love and passionate about.
Yes.
Yeah.
At the same time, you might not enjoy this 6 months from now. So let's
But
find
figure
out
that out.
Let's
Let's
find out as
figure
much
that
stuff.
out.
And so
Yeah.
exposing yourself, like you were saying, how do you choose in real estate what you expose yourself to all of it and
Yeah.
figure out where you really like landing. Like I've realized for me, I really enjoy enjoy like nightly rentals. Like I really like Airbnb, and
Yeah.
I've done partnerships with them and really enjoy that because your house isn't getting ruined. You know, it's getting cleaned every single night,
Right.
and you're able to style it the way
Yes.
that you want it to
Yes.
be.
Yep, yep.
And so I really enjoy that. And so that's something I'd like to continue to grow in, and knowing that I've got a skill set for it and I enjoy it.
Yeah.
Right.
And it's something that can actually bring in, more income than just a traditional, long-term rental.
Totally.
rental. Absolutely. Yeah.
Not for every house, but for,
Of course.
unique homes.
Of
Yeah.
course. I mean, you talked about styling stuff. I get asked this question a lot. Do you have a design background?
Yeah.
Did you go to school for it?
No.
My answer is no.
Yeah.
And your
See
answer
where
is
we
no.
go.
Yeah.
So it's the best way because I've had people and they're like, you're not supposed to do it like that. And I don't know who you guys work with at the network, but I remember Lauren Roosh. One of the first things he told me is like, why I like you, Luke, is because you don't do what you're supposed to do. Like
Just do it
You're
what
just-
feels right for
you're
you.
just doing it for feeling. So I
Yeah.
actually learned how to design through songwriting. I wish I would have brought you guys my book. I wrote a book a couple years ago.
Yeah.
And I'll send you guys one. But
Awesome.
basically the concept is, when I did songwriting for like 10 years, the main thing that I always had in my mind is like, I want to create a feeling with my songs. And so, when you're listening to a song and it just like, it makes you want to cry, or
Yes.
it makes you want to
Cheer
dance,
up.
or it
Oh,
makes you want to,
absolutely.
really contemplate something.
Yeah.
And it all comes from all these different components that are going into it. So when you write a song, most people aren't thinking about why they like it. They just are enjoying it.
Get paid, blow time to get paid, time to get paid, blow up like